Chapter 2. Taylor. I ran to catch up to Chad while thinking about all the things I could be doing, like trying to fuck the new law professor, who I knew to be gay. Word got out fast, and rumors traveled on a fast horse, when there were only a few new guys in town who were openly gay. However, he appeared not to be interested in anyone, at least not yet, and if he didn't declare his love for someone soon, I had plans for him. Chad had stopped and turned to face me when he yelled, "For what? Why should I slow down to accommodate you?" That was what I didn't like about him, and there were so many things about him I could have liked, but for his surly disposition and barking orders all the time. I had a strong dislike for this handsome man. It was not my fault that he'd chosen to celebrate a night home from Afghanistan by getting shit-faced with a bunch of his fiancée's rich friends. Well, they were by Nevermore's standards. You have 2 legs, and if you were in shape your ass wouldn't be that round, and your legs would be strong, and you would be able to pass me without panting like a baby. You're soft, and I bet you haven't had a good workout in years, Chad yelled at me, as if I were a new recruit in boot camp. And what about you? Have you had a workout lately? I countered to fuck with him, then I winked at him with a broad smile. I knew he was right, but there was no reason for him to get nasty, except he was who he was, and he wasn't about to change anytime soon. When I gave him a wink and a sexy smile, Chad knew just how I meant it, because he was smart. He stopped, which wasn't his intention at all. He had planned on rolling that chariot as fast as he could to show me who was boss, and that he still had what a man with 2 legs couldn't pull off. He knew I'd gotten close to him, and I was running out of steam, so he took his best shot at me, but it didn't stick. Chad wheeled that chair around, raised an eyebrow with a look on his face, as if he was ready to fight or fuck. And since he'd been a soldier and recently dismissed from the Marines, contributed to his position as a disabled vet, because he'd been drunk on board of a small yacht when it crashed and he'd lost both legs, I'd guess he was ready for a fight. "Just what the fuck does that mean?" he questioned, rolling up to me. "It means just what I said. But let me be plain. We're both men." "Really, is that what you consider yourself?" "A man, I mean." I was really pissed. I unzipped my pants and reached for my cock and pulled it out. "This makes me a man. Do you want to see the rest?" I said. I caught him staring at my shaft. "What? You haven't seen a gay man with a cock the size of mine? I know you've seen cocks, even if you don't like them." I didn't say I didn't like cocks. I happen to have one myself. I smiled only with my eyes. "The way you have been acting, I figured that it got cut off along with your legs." Chad glanced up at me, furrowed his brow and huffed before barking, "Fuck you. When are you going to quit this job? I don't need this shit from you anyway," he bellowed. "You are stuck with me. I signed a contract with Parker, and contrary to what you think, you do need me." Chad turned around in a quick second, and barreled down the path that led to a cabin we would share for 2 whole days. Kill me now, I thought. When I reached at the same time he did, he turned and said, "Where are the keys?" "And there'd better be 2 beds, Chad hissed. I pulled the key from my shirt and handed it to him. "Mr. Control Freak." "Here," I murmured under my breath. "What did you say?" "Nothing. What I wanted to say was, you're not in control of anything anymore. I'm not one of your men that you can order around, so get over yourself." Chad unlocked the door, pushed it open with his chair and wheeled himself inside. I strode in after him. He was looking around for a moment before he rolled up to a door leading to the shower. "What's the matter now, Chad?" "You didn't bring my prosthetics. I wanted to go hiking tomorrow." "You can do that?" I asked, my pathetic ignorance showing. "I bet I can do more things than your round soft ass," he chuckled and smirked. "Why are you so worried about my ass?" I turned around, put my hand on my head, and shifted my hips from side to side. Do you think it's cute? Will you stop that? I don't think about a man's ass if you really want to know, Chad said. I thought he protested too much. You're obviously thinking about mine, or you wouldn't be mentioning it over and over, I stated. Forget that and make yourself useful, Chad barked. If we have to be here together, get the food out of the fridge and heat it in the microwave. I'm hungry. Please. I glanced at him intently. I wasn't going to let him continue barking orders at me. I waited. I could see his eyes move, and he was probably trying to decide how far to push me before I broke, or retaliated. That wasn't me. I would never hit back physically, only with words. He was disabled, and how would that look for a disabled dude beating the crap out of me? I chuckled at the thought. Please, he finally said after a few minutes, as if he was trying to decide if he should or not. I'm hungry and I need a bath. How are you going to do that, since you never let me dress you? Parker said that one of the cabins was equipped with a shower for the disabled, because Grail's father required one. This was supposed to be his cabin, and we were going to sleep inside the ranch, where I would have my own room, but Parker said I had to go outside because we were arguing too much, and he didn't want to disturb Grail's little girl Amy. I thought there was more than one reason that Parker had suggested to Grail that he give us this cabin, but whatever Parker was trying to achieve wasn't working. The more we were together, the more the old adage appeared to be true: familiarity breeds contempt. Or was it the old saying that misery makes strange bedfellows, or something like that? I didn't think we would be getting in bed together any time soon, because this cabin had 2 small beds. One in one corner of the room, and the other in the opposite corner. The only thing that would touch would be our feet, and that wasn't happening either. Chad really was self-sufficient, and he didn't need me to do much for him except drive. He wheeled himself inside the large shower that accommodated his chair and him. After undressing, I saw through the door that he was naked. Another twitch of the cock. Will you open the door? Close your eyes while I push my chair out and you take it. Keep your eyes closed. What the fuck are you trying to hide? And why do I have to close my eyes? Can't you do something for me without questioning everything? He said. Can't you stop barking orders at me? I said, standing at the frosted glass door, looking at Chad's silhouette, my hands on my hips to keep from palming my cock. I closed my eyes. They're closed. I hope you're satisfied. What did you think these gay eyes were going to do, turn you gay? Or turn you into stone, but you can forget the stone part, you're already as cold and hard as a man can get. Taylor, will you please shut the fuck up? Why the fuck are you so combative? I thought you'd be used to combat. I just want you to feel at home. I remained quiet for a second. It wasn't my nature to let this man have the last word. Maybe, because you started this. I can play nice if you try, I said. Okay? I'll try. But it's hard. Giving up control or being nice to a man? Both. And Chad turned on the shower, probably to drown me out and get some peace. I was feeling the same way about him. And then I thought about Parker, as I searched around this stylishly built small cabin, equipped with everything we needed for a weekend vacation away from everyone, if we were a couple and in love. There was a small fridge and the appliances were built in, as if this was one of those compact homes you'd see lately on large swaths of land. However, I couldn't see myself in that. I wanted a career, and I needed to make some money to get out of poverty I'd experienced all my life. My brother Miles and I had lived hand-to-mouth for years, and I needed to pay him back if I could ever graduate from college and pass the bar. Looking ahead was terrifying, but it could be done. People do it all the time, I thought. I had the pizza in the microwave hot and ready when I heard a thump, and then silence. I was afraid to turn around, wondering what the problem was and what would confront me once I did. All I needed was for Chad to hurt himself trying to do everything himself. I held my breath when I turned.